Hi guys, we're back again. We are back for this weekly breakdown. We're back again. Without any further ado, what I'm going to be doing in this video is I'm going to break down all these pairs. I'm going to break down all these pairs here, but I'm going to pick the first two or three pairs that I will break down like very well. I will teach how I will explain everything. I will break them down everything from beginning to end, the reasons why I took the trade, the reasoning behind the trade, the reasoning, everything that motivated me to take the trade. So that's what I'm going to be doing today on this video. So the first pair on my list this week is NLD card. Come to the chart. I come to the weekly. That's the first place I come to, the weekly time frame. So the weekly, sometimes the monthly time frame, depending. So if you come to the monthly, you look at it how the monthly is currently bullish because no, let me see. Okay, monthly is currently bearish because this is the lower high and this is lower low. So monthly is currently bearish. So, but I don't really, it doesn't really matter for me. Just here. I come down to the weekly. I zoom in, I look for the trend, I look for what is going on, where is it trending to? So we look at, for me, see what is going on. This for me weekly is bullish. See the higher low and see the higher high over here because remember how I mark structure, I use the bodies and not the wicks. So for me, let me start from here. This was a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower high, low. So when it broke above this became the higher high, and this was the higher low. So what before this will go bearish again, that means price has to break under this level for it to become bearish. So the weekly is still bullish. And if it breaks above here, that will be a new higher high. So at the moment we are currently under this. Okay, this is the area of interest on the daily time frame. If you notice this, I remember an area of interest is a level that has the most amount of touches, the strongest support and resistance level that you can see within the range of a higher high and a higher low, or a lower high and lower low, depends on the trend. So this is a touch: one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. It should have minimum of three touch points. But what's giving me this? Why I like this pair is I like this wicks. This wicks on the weekly. This wicks one, two. This wicks here. This struggle. Yeah, it was struggling to break here. It makes here is a very strong level of support and resistance. Like it was struggling to get above here. So that means when price comes back here again, it's going to struggle to break and reject it. Also, we have this weekly evening star formation here. This weekly evening star formation. So I'm just building up my reasons. I'm building up my reasons that is making me to want to sell. So I cannot just sell right off the bat. I have to gather evidence, gather my tools, my reasons, stock my arsenal so that I can be more confident in the sales, right? So if you come down to the daily, remember last week I said this was the lower high. Sorry, this was the higher high, and this was the higher low for me. Yeah. So that means when price breaks under this level, it makes it bearish. Remember I said last week that this was bullish. This was bullish price action for me, and now that's broken under this structure here. So it is now bearish. That means the daily is now bearish, but the weekly is bullish. You can decide to type it up. You can say number one, weekly, bullish, right? Then daily bearish. As we are building up the confluences that are making us to want to sell. Remember, I said to mark up an area of interest, we have to choose a zone that makes the most sense from the range of the higher high or the higher low, or the lower high and the lower low. So this is the range, this is the lower high, and this is the lower low. So we are looking for a range to sell within this range. So carry this line here, looking for a zone that has strong levels of support and resistance where price is at. Remember, price is up here. Price is not down here. So we're going to be looking for a range where price is at. From where the way the place that's above price. So take it to here. This level is nice. This level is nice. So it's nice, actually. It's nice support and resistance level. But what I'm interested, why I didn't mark here was price has already tapped in. Look at this strong level of support and resistance here, where price has already tapped. This level of support and resistance here that we have resistance, resistance, support. I keep saying this, but like if value support and resistance has minimum of 3 touch points, so we already have more than 5 here. And the more recent, the better. The more recent the support and resistance level, the better. So if you go to the past, you still have resistance, support, resistance. You have a lot of them there. So as price tapped in here, as price we tested this level here, we were well. And okay now. For me, what's the structure on the 4 hour? Structure on the 4 hour is, for me, this is the high, is the lower high, and this is the lower low. That means what? 4 hour. And price never closed. Price had this high, had this one, broke under, sorry, still continuing the downtrend, pulled back up, never closed above this level. That means the 4 hour for me is still bearish. As it never closed, they rejected. That means 4 hours still bearish. You can still come here and type it and be like 4 hour bearish. So whatever. So as you notice, the more like more time frames are in sync. That is, the daily time frame is in sync, is bearish, and the 4 hour time frame is bearish. So we need minimum of 2 time frames in sync to take a trade. We need minimum of 2 time frames in sync. So the immediate trend is trending to the downside. So we are looking for sells, basically. So you see now, I've gathered things I want. Let me type it up so you see, so you guys can see what I mean. If you go back to the weekly, you can see, we will see weekly bullish, daily bearish, 4 hour bearish. Come down, we'll see weekly evening star, right? Okay, sorry. Weekly evening star formation. Evening star, that is, the evening star is this candlestick formation here. Then I think you can also see under weekly area of interest. So because it's under the area of interest of the weekly, it's under. So as it's when it's above, it uses it as support to buy. When it's below, it can use it as resistance to sell. So that's one thing I like. One thing I like. So as you can see, we are building out the reasons why we are interested in this trade. So daily is bearish, as we already talked about it there. So retesting, because remember I said this is the daily area of interest, so it has literally retested it. So you can say retesting daily area of interest. So as we're retesting the daily area of interest, that means we're already ready to sell. Also, we have it retesting, sorry, retesting daily EMA. So the daily EMA is used as is an indicator used that it's used when it's above, it's used as a dynamic support, and when it's below, it's used as a dynamic resistance. So if you notice, if you go to the past, you'll see anytime price was below the EMA, it rejected it and sold. We tested bots, we tested bot, like we tested sold, bots. So if you go to the past, you will see that it happens over and over again. So it's not we're not basing the whole trade off that EMA, but it's like an added confluence. We already have five confluences that we're interested in selling. So as a retested, we go to the 4 hour, you see that is the M4 is still bearish as we said before. So and we also saw this rejection from here. This rejection. If you see this 4 hour evening star, let me zoom in. This 4 hour evening star formation. If you notice the wick is there's strong doji wick above, that's like the liquidity grab, and another wick above, another doji. So I'm also another rejection from here. So I like the way the trade is looking. So what I'm waiting for this week, if we want lower time frame, you can clearly see this 1 hour left head, right shoulder. So we are waiting for some kind of a pullback, as I do, kind of pullback to this level of this lower time frame support and resistance level, looking for sales on that level. We're looking for so we're waiting for a pullback to sell, basically. So to see a pullback, remember this should be in our session. This should be in our session. This should happen. If it doesn't happen in our session, we are not interested in the trade. If all this thing doesn't happen, because our session is from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. If the entry comes up then inside this time range, we're going to take the trade. If it doesn't come up, then nothing. So I think I've broken down this pair. So let me come on to the second pair, because I arranged this pair. These pairs are arranged in a format that is arranged in the format that the ones that I believe are going to get ready first. Anyone that I believe is going to be ready, maybe first thing in the morning, is at the top of my list. Anyone that's going to be ready the next, maybe by Wednesday or Thursday, because I can see I can see the wave coming. I can see the wave coming. Like I can see, as long as it's experienced, though, but I can see what's about to happen. I'm picturing it in my head, so I know the day that it might be ready. So this one is we're off to CAD CHF. This is a very interesting pair, as I said. We go out to the weekly to see what's going on. So on the weekly, as you can see, this point here is the lowest this price has ever in the history of CAD CHF. This is the lowest that price has ever been. Like this is last time price was this low was 2015, and now it has broken the low. And anytime we created it, a very ginormous or very historical low like that, price rejected it. Anytime it happened here, it rejected, happened here, it rejected, and so on and so forth. So now currently price is at the lowest point it has ever been. So that means we are looking for a retracement. Price is overdue to have a retracement, right? So so the weekly is bearish. So we're trying to take a counter trend trade. So come out here and type weekly bearish. Mm. So we have not gotten down to daily yet, but let's. So as this is the lowest of the lows, and price came here and printed this doji candlestick. So I'm interested in buying. So as far as we've come to daily time frame is also bearish, because this this is the let me say this is the lower high, and this is the lower low. So daily is still like religiously bearish. So um I'm looking for opportunities to buy regardless, because as we came down to this as we got to this point here, we had this bullish engulfing showing signs of reversal, right? So as we had this bullish engulfing, price pulled back again and gave another bullish engulfing, showing signs that this might be that pattern that we traded last week. That our pattern, double bottom pattern. So this can be it trying to form, but remember you have to keep in mind that this is a counter trend trade. You're not planning to hold this trade for a long time. You're just trying to catch maybe 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 2.5 and exit because it's a counter trend trade. Though you can actually catch the main big reversal, true, but you have to be smart and know how you're holding. So as we said, the daily is bearish, so you can come here and add it to the list. Bearish. So the 4 hour is bearish too because this let me say I counted this as a lower high. This was lower high and counted this as lower low. So when price broke above this level, when price created this low and broke above this level, that means price went bullish. And price had a pullback, broke on this level. That means price is bearish, went bearish. So for price to go bullish again, it has to break above this high here. It has to break above this high. So this is the high, this lower high and this lower low. So what I'm looking for on this pair, I'm looking to buy because as I said, this is a counter trend trade. So what made this pair interesting for me to buy is I as I said, I've explained it before. This is the lowest of the lows. So this level, what I'm waiting for to buy this pair is I'm waiting for a rejection from here. I'm waiting for a rejection out of here. As I do this arrow here, I'm waiting for a rejection out of here to buy. But if you notice this level, I'm trying to buy from this is lower time frame resistance. Remember I said we need minimum of 3 touch point, minimum of 3. So we have 1 here, we have 2 here, and we have 3 here, minimum of 3. And this is the fourth one, and it's rejecting. It's already rejected. So we're waiting for another rejection in our session to buy. And then we'll be targeting, can be targeting highs like this. I'm targeting maybe a high, maybe I'm targeting this high-ish or whatever. But basically, I'm going to be looking for, I'm trying to enter somewhere here. Also, my stop loss will be basically under here. Then I'm trying to target 1 to 2. So anyhow, but anyway, I get the entry, but I was trying to catch a minimum of 1 to 2 weeks reward on this trade. So that's that for CAD CHF. Then GBP card is the next pair that I think might be ready soon. So okay, if you come to GBP CHF, as you can see, if you go to the weekly time frame as usual. Weekly we have, as I have already started typing this one, we have weekly is bullish because we have the higher high here and the higher low here. That means before weekly goes bearish, we need price to close under this level here for weekly to go bearish. So we go down to the daily. Remember, weekly is bullish. We go down to the daily. We already have a weekly evening star already. So it's indicating that we are selling, that we are looking for, it's trying to reject, right? And if you notice, also the weekly has been trending up in a way. Does not that it really is the major reason, but um the daily is what's piquing my interest mostly. Daily is piquing my interest because for me the daily is bearish because for me this is the higher high. This is a sorry. This is a this is a higher high. This is a higher high, and this was the higher low. So when price pulled back, sorry, this is the structure for me, a mini structure. Then price, this created a new higher high, broke under this price shifted bearish, then pulled back, and so that was also responsible for this sell. That means the price before price will go. So this is still bearish structure. Then this is the lower high, and this is the new lower low. So that means we are to move this and this to this point and this to this point right here. That means this is our new um lower high and lower low and lower high. So that is sorry. So we're looking for a strong level of support and resistance to sell within this range, right? So remember we get our trusty line and start coming up. Start coming up. You see this level. Funny enough, okay now, this level that we marked up here, we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is a very valid support and resistance level. And better, a nice confluence, nice thing to see is that we have really sold from this level in the past once before, tried selling here before, like we have taken trades on this same level before. That's another thing I like. Very nice level support and resistance level on the 4 hour time frame. So we are looking for opportunities to sell. 4 hour is bearish because this is the lower high and this is still the lower low on the 4 hour time frame. So 4 hour is still bearish. So if you also come, if you see the 4 hours, see, I've already marked it up. We have this left head, right shoulder, left head, right shoulder here. So I'm waiting for the retest of the neckline to sell, basically. So and also, if we have that retest of the neckline, we'll have the retest of the EMA, which I said is used as a dynamic support and resistance to sell. That's an added confluence to sell. And also, I think do we have around psychological level? No, we don't have around psychological level in this zone. So we can delete this. So that's basically that. For what we're waiting for, just a pullback to sell, as I've said before. So let me now, I've broken down the first three. I can now walk to the other ones because I know that I don't want to make the video too long. So just follow me to the end. So as you can see, as usual, try to like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing. So I turn on notifications so that you can be getting weekly updates every week. I also try to hit the link in the description below to join the Telegram, the free Telegram, where you're receiving the daily updates on this because I won't be dropping daily updates videos like that again. I'll just be dropping weekly updates every week. So don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the description below to join the free Telegram. So without further ado, on the weekly time frame, the only turn on this okay, we're going to go out to the weekly first of all. The only one thing I don't like about this weekly time frame is the weekly time frame is trending to it's already bearish, right? Sorry. It's already if you notice this is the this is the lower high, right? And this is the lower low. This is the lower low. Sorry. And this is the lower low. So we should be looking for sales. So price came back, so price pulled back to this zone, this area of interest here, this structure level, strong level support and resistance, and give an evening star, pulled back, and then started rejecting, trying to create a new lower low, right? You see, makes sense. So I know I've tried catching this. I caught this sell. I caught this sell here. I tried catching a sell here. It was not in my session, so I couldn't take the trade. I missed that sell. I tried catching a sell here too. I caught a little of it. I caught my profit short again. So well, I saw this pattern just casually. It's not as if it matters right now. This left head. Right shoulder, waiting for the latest. But it doesn't really matter right now because price is too far. It's too far from that level. So So we have marked the weekly lower high and lower low. So we can take those lines and use them again. So on the daily, this for me, this is the lower high and this is lower low. So we're looking for a range within this level to sell. So I've already marked up the zone that is the highest number, this is the best level, not highest number of touches that you can sell from. So we are waiting for this is the if you carry your trusty line, you will see that if you want to use this structure level, you see that it has touches over, it doesn't have this other one has higher number of touches than it, and has higher number of bodies. The area of interest should have bodies and wicks inside. So we have this structure: two, three, four, five, 6, 7. So we have this is stronger level to sell from. And if you come down to and daily is also bearish. That means weekly is bearish, daily is bearish. And if you want to the 4 hour, 4 hour is bearish. So that means all the time frames are pointing to the downside. The only turn off I don't like about this, as I said, is that it has already had 5 consecutive red candlesticks. So trading, you should be logical. You should be logical. So as it has already had 5 consecutive candlesticks, it should have some kind of retracement, kind of maybe two candle retracement or one candle retracement, two candles, I guess, to continue the sales, right? So that is the only turn off about this trade. That it might have the retracement to buy. That means it might have the retracement. So but if you are not regarding that, which I regard a lot, so I'm going to be targeting this structure level here. So we are on the 4 hour, we have this left head, right shoulder as usual. This is our best reversal pattern. Left head. You can see this is the right shoulder to sell. So it has broken it. So we are waiting for a pullback to this level here to sell. Basically, that's basically that. So USCHF, we are waiting for USCHF. We have been slaying this, but we have been calling this person since last week, back to back to back. Everything. I didn't catch this though, but I don't want to delete this because I believe I'll use it later. I'll use it later in the future. So Euro CHF. Remember I said this is bearish. I've been saying this from the first video I made. This is bearish. I marked it up. If you want to see where I marked it up, go to the first video, please. I'm trying to not make this video too long. So daily is bearish, it's still bearish because this is the lower high, this is the lower high, and this is the lower low. So we're looking for opportunities to sell. So this is the nice level of support and resistance we have here. We have this wicks, bodies, wicks. Very nice. Anytime price got here, it rejected. Anytime price got here, it rejected. So especially with MPC to repeat itself and do that again. We're waiting for you pull back into this level, give us a confirmation to sell. Basically, so if you notice, we have this pullback, we'll have a pullback into the pullback to retest the EMA to be used as a dynamic support and resistance. So if you notice here, price also used the EMA to rejected the EMA, rejected it here. Anytime it's on, rejected the EMA here. So I'm looking for sales on USCHF. Euro USD. Basically, I broke this down to support and resistance on the previous video before this one. So what we're waiting for basically on Euro USD, waiting for a pullback into this level, to sell. Basically, waiting for a pullback to sell. So that's what I'm on the lookout for. Also, I'll continue the downtrend, just trending down, like easy, it's just easy. But remember, we're trading on the lower time frame. On the higher time frames, the weekly and the daily are still bullish. We're trading on the lower time frame, as I said. The daily is bullish. Actually, it's only the 4 hour that is bearish. This is the higher high. and this is the higher low. So daily is still strongly bullish. Don't forget that. And also the weekly is bullish too, because if you go to the weekly, and see that the weekly is bullish, you can count this as the higher low, count it as higher high. One thing I like is that it has been trending, it has been so steep since, it has been so steep. This was the only pullback that it had that it makes sense. Don't get me wrong, price can still do this. Price can still engulf everything like this. It can still do that because that's what it has been doing, to come trend down a little bit, engulf, trend down a little bit, and engulf everything once. So price can still do that. So just this is a counter trend trade. This is a counter trend trade that I'm not going to be looking at. I'm not going to be watching, but if it gives me an entry, I'll enter. So that's a counter trend trade, and I might not even enter. So we're going on to USD CHF. USD CHF, remember we created this buys perfectly last week. So we are looking for opportunities to buy again. Because if you go out to the weekly time frame, you have this weekly rejection and weekly doji candlestick. This doji is showing signs of reversal. And I said on the last two videos, I said that this is at a historic low too. That is it's bound to have a retracement. So we're expecting one more candlestick retracement or to a full blown retracement. Anyone, but we're focused on the now. We're not focused on next how long. We're just trying to catch a trade now. So we're looking for, you had this rejection here, had a pullback, had another rejection on the daily time frame, of which what I'm waiting for right now is a pullback into this zone. We have this psychological level, 79,500 to buy. So we're going to wait for a rejection from this point here. A far rejection from this point here, maybe anywhere inside here, here, far rejection to buy. And as usual, we're looking for a 1 to 2, or we're just continuing the counter trend. We're just continuing it. We're just continuing as usual, looking for a 1 to 2 ish. So that's that for USD CHF. UPSD, remember I put this UPSD down. I put these ones down at the end of the list because I said, remember, I arranged them in a way that the ones that will get ready will come first. The ones that will get ready first will come first. So UPSD, I can basically say the daily is bearish, daily is bullish, it is strongly bullish, but daily is so steep. This is bound to have, it has been trending like this for how long? Like I don't even know. Like it has been trending like this for how long? I don't just get it. The weekly has been, the GPS has been trending like this for how long? I don't just get it. Like I'm like in my head, I don't know what's going on. But it's supposed to have this retracement about now, because if you notice, we are clearly seeing this weekly evening star formation here. So we're gathering our evidence. Right? You have to gather evidence, right? So you come out and say weekly is bullish, right? Then let me just type it up, but daily is bearish, 4 hour is bearish, right? So we have this weekly evening star right here. So as price broke on that, we marked up this zone as daily area of interest. We have this weekly resistance, support, resistance, nice level. If you go on to the daily, I'll say daily is bearish. I'll say bearish with one eye because I don't really like the structure here. I don't like, it's not a strong leg. Price can still come out and do this full blown move like this, pump to the upside, and you can't do anything. This leg is not as strong to me. But if I'm counting it as a leg, this will be the lower high, and this will be the lower low. This will be the lower low. So we're looking for a range to sell. So why I chose this zone, because I like this doji candlesticks here. These doji candlesticks here. We have this rejection, rejection, rejection. If you go back to the past, you have more rejections there. But even at the moment here, we have more than three rejections already, more than four rejections already. So if you go back to the past, I can bet you. If you go back to your chart, go on your chart and look at it, I can bet you you see more support and resistance levels to the back on the same level. So we can delete this. Yes. So what I'm waiting for on this pair, I'm waiting for a pullback to this one to sell, basically, but it's going to depend. It's going to depend on how the pullback happens. As I said, um, as I said, we already had one, two, three, four, five, six. We already had six bearish candlesticks. You have some kind of maybe doji candlestick, then doji candlestick, then a pullback, maybe two candlestick pullback or one. Or if you have that pullback, you have that pullback into the zone. I'm interested in selling GBP Then GBP I don't think GBP is going to be ready till like Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday. So that's why it's at the end of the list. So as I said, we daily is bearish. Let me go out to the weekly. But first of all, daily is bearish, as you all can see, lower high, lower low. Go out to the weekly, bro. Go out to the weekly. We have this. Weekly is bearish because let me see, this was a higher low. This was a higher low at this point. So when price closed on the price went bearish for me, and this was the higher high. So this as price now broke under this previous lower low, that makes this the new lower low, right? And this the new lower high. This is the new lower high. So okay, the weekly is bearish, and also if you can look at it from one kind of perspective, you see this something like a double top formation here. We're trying to wait for the pullback to the neck, double top. I'm meant to wait for a pullback to the neckline somewhere to sell, continue the trend to the downside. So you go down to the daily, onto the daily time. You go on to the daily time frame, you see this as you marked up the zone, you're looking for a very strong level of support resistance within this range. So you're going to carry your trusty line. This zone is good, but it's too close. Like you should be logical, you should use your head. Price should have some kind of satisfying leg, a satisfying leg. Emphasis on a satisfying leg that should now allow it to sell. So I can't use level because it's too close to the current price. So this level is not bad. It's not bad, but this level has one, two, three. It's cool. But I did it. I don't still like the level. I chose this one because we have one, two, three, four, five. This one has three. This one has five. I chose the five because it's stronger. I can waste more money on the five because it's stronger. Then we have others. We have area of interest two. We have area of interest three. In case price breaks area of interest one. If price breaks area of interest one and it comes to area of interest two, we test the EMA, gives us what we want to sell. If price breaks everything, we test area of interest three. So gives us what we want, we sell from either of them. So that's why I marked up three. So last but not the least pair, we have Euro JPY. Euro JPY. I like is very I'm just waiting for a counter trend trade because we have as I said we have had one, two, three, four, five, six, seven bullish candlesticks. We are and no correction. We are bound to have a retracement. Like it should have, even if it's one candlestick retracement or a quick pullback into somewhere here, it should have a retracement. This is the structure level here. It should have this is the weekly structure level. So this is the first weekly structure, but we should have a retracement, right? So daily is bullish too. Weekly is bullish, daily is bullish. So before daily goes bearish, we have to break under this level for daily to go bearish. So I'm very, very much interested in the sales. I'm very, very much interested in the sales of this. So if price breaks below here, on the 4 hour will also go bearish. On the 4 hour will also go bearish. On the 4 hour will also go bearish. So this is the higher high, this is the higher low. When price breaks under, we we have shifted. So we're waiting for a break under a retest to sell. We can expand this, we can expand this zone, but regardless, I'm just going to be monitoring. I'm going to monitor when it breaks. So that's basically all the pairs we have for this week. So with that, guys, don't forget the link in the description to get the free Telegram. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I'll be dropping gems there. Don't forget to like and subscribe too and share. So peace out, guys.